It's like a world record. Yeah.
Not possible. Not possible.
I bet you a lot of money I can do it.
Money on the table. That is not possible.
Yeah.
Rude awakening. You guys are killing it. Rude awakening.
So what are we talking about today?
Loosen up a little bit. Episode 3. Here we go. UK versus USA was a big hit in the office.
Yeah. What were people saying?
Not much. No, they're saying a lot of, someone would say something about going on holiday and they'd be like, vacation, UK versus USA.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's top flight banter in the office, I see.
It is.
So yeah, I did like how last week, or whenever it was, 2 weeks ago, when we were recording, that we did like a bit of a theme.
Yep.
I kind of thought that was nice. But then I don't want it all to be too structured. Like, this is only what we're talking about.
We've got some feedback that people want UK versus USA to be a recurring theme, like a segment each week. But, maybe it's every couple of episodes, round 2.
Wait, what?
Maybe like every couple of episodes we do a, UK versus USA round 2.
Yeah, Nick did suggest doing like a segment. Doing like a little segment,
yeah,
maybe like
10 minutes here and there.
Yeah. I mean, it could be, because there is, with the UK and USA, there are so many similarities, but then so many differences, aren't there?
Yeah.
That people do. I think English people care about it. I don't know, actually. Who does care about that kind of?
Americans only care about America.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, today we're going maybe music themed. We got Tupac and Biggie. We've got Joy here.
I did want to, Tupac and Biggie. Do you like this shirt, by the way?
Yeah.
I think it's too big.
No, it's good.
I do like a baggy shirt.
Baggy swaggy.
I did have some points that I wanted to bring up with you.
Hit me with it.
Well, we kind of looked at it today about that new Kanye song.
Oh, yeah, that was intense.
It was good, though.
Yeah. When I first saw it, I thought it was an AI song because he was going so hard on the Illuminati and the media and this and that. I thought it was like, because have you heard these AI is like doing songs that sound like the artists and, do a Fetty Wap song. And they're just making up new songs and it sounds just like them. It's the same flow, the same rhythm. It's crazy.
What?
Yeah.
What? It's that good that you actually...
You might not be able to tell. Yeah. So I thought it was like a reaction video and it was a guy reacting, but the video clips of Kanye were just clips from his shows. It wasn't like he was performing it live or he was firing the booth.
So basically, Kanye's released a new song, and I don't actually know who he's featured with, but it's not like if it's not just a Kanye song. It says Rundown Spaz. I don't know if that's the guy.
The guy's name is Rundown Spaz.
That's what I don't know. I have no idea, but that's like the album cover. Is it Rundown Spaz who he's with? I don't know who he's done the song with. But it's not with, it's not released as Kanye, whatever, which I think is kind of cool because this song is going to blow up. And
it's going to be massive.
If he's putting a spotlight on Rundown Spaz. I don't think that's someone's name, surely. However, the song, we listened to it this morning and watched the lyrics. It is hard. Yeah. It is the old Kanye.
Yeah.
It is really good. And he talks about, there's like a line in it that I really, really liked. I don't know if you've actually seen the video. We'll get producer Chloe to pull it up. But there was a video that's going around of him that went viral. I didn't know if this was real because the way videos can be edited now, like literally anything is possible. And do you know what's even crazier? Like, let's just take, for instance, Avatar, right? It's insane. Those blue people aren't really blue people. They make that exist. So if it's not easy, but if that can be done, it's so much easier to make a grainy, vertical video that looks like it's shot on someone's phone and make that look real. Does that make sense what I'm trying to say?
Yeah, like make it look worse to make it seem legit.
Yeah.
Instead of like professionally done.
So that video that went viral of Kanye on the boat, that when I saw it, I think maybe I wanted it to be fake because it's so ridiculous. But basically, you've not seen this.
Kanye on the boat.
Yes.
I've seen it, but I missed the biggest part of it.
What? How? You scrolled?
I saw him on the boat, and I just saw his butt crack, and I was like, "Oh, his butt's out."
Let's watch the video. This is it. So it's not just like, it's like a beautiful boat, right? So he's wearing a trench coat. Is it? It's like a windbreaker that's got like a flap in the back.
His butt's out.
And when he stands up, his whole ass is out.
Yeah.
That is disgusting. It's daytime, by the way. It's not even like this is, someone's gone down a back alley. There are people, it's full on daytime. The way the shadows are cast, it's
I'm
noon.
so confused.
So he is in Italy with his new girlfriend, Bianca Sensori. And, he's got his pants down on a boat. We don't need to make it completely obvious what's happening.
But she's nowhere to be seen in that video.
Yeah, she's next to him.
Oh, okay.
She's in front of, she's getting off the boat with him. There's 2 girls getting off the boat. Anyway, so when that video came out and it went viral, people were saying that's not him. That's AI. That's not him. That's a fake video, which I kind of wanted it not to be him. Yeah, she's there. There's like a black shadow. She has got black on, but the way the boat is, it's can you see there with the glasses? Pause it there, Chloe. Oh, just go like maybe 2 frames behind. And there, can you see there's like a shoulder?
I guess. Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
like way in the boat, though. She's not
But there's 2
touching
people.
him.
There's 2 people.
Yeah.
That's what it's insinuating, though. Why else is he having a wee?
Yeah, don't know.
The message that he's obviously trying to get across is that he's doing something scandalous on a boat in the daytime.
Yeah.
But are you trying to say that he's not? He's just getting a bit of wind to his arse.
I thought it was just plumber's crack and it was embarrassing. Until I heard the song, that's all I thought it was.
So, yeah, one of the lyrics in the song is, we can't play songs right on this.
No.
Maybe I'll just rap. Wait, let me just listen to what it is so I can copy him.
His flow is tough in this one.
On a boat, getting head out in Italy. I can't do it. I got it.
Yeah,
On a
that
boat.
rhyme is mad because what does he try to rhyme Italy with?
On a boat, getting head out in Italy. My wife titties on double DDs. And then he says, they're going to put my dick on the cover of Us Weekly. Make sure you show my ass crack. Riding around Chicago, GNC, black on black. So it's either a PR stunt and he's like, look what I can do on a boat in Italy. I'm getting head on a boat. Ugh, I hate that we're talking about this. And then he's like, I'm owning this moment and I'm going to put it in his rap song. Or he was like, oh, I got caught out. Let me just rap about it like it was intentional or something.
No, I think he got caught out.
Yeah.
And he learned from Kim K, when you get caught out, turn it into a career.
Ooh.
Yeah.
But yeah, so the Kanye song, that was I'm glad that's come out. Look, I am very much for that stereotype, but I am all about that, like, bring back the old Kanye. Like, yes, he's got a mental illness, and yes, all the stuff that he said is bad. And I get all of that. But if you just separate all of that, like people have done for generations, if you separate the man and the artist, if you just look at him as a musician, I'm a big Kanye fan.
Yeah.
Big Kanye fan. His music is like, yeah. And he had that crazy gospel era, like whatever, no one's perfect. But yeah, if he's going to make more music like that, I'm all for it. And kind of what he's doing now when he's making music like this, he's not in the best place. He's having this divorce from Kim and it's all so public. But if that is bringing out this kind of music,
right,
that kind of passion is kind of like what I want to speak to Joy France, our upcoming guest, about is, passion does drive a lot of art, right? Like when we went to Italy, Michelangelo, we went on that kind of walking tour of the Sistine Chapel, and we heard so much about like his life and what he went through, and he was a mess.
Oh, he's a mess.
A hot mess.
Yeah.
But what comes out of that? Gems. Masterpieces.
From pain.
Yeah.
A lot of art is from troubled people and troubled times and difficulty and pain. Like, remember what he painted himself as? He was like a empty skin, gray sack of a human being. Yeah, you got to make good things out of troubled times and pain. That's what comedy is. It's tragedy plus time, isn't it?
Yeah, remember I asked you that. I said, what is it about comedy? Like, what is it about a situation that makes it okay to like poke fun at? Like, for instance, like, let's say when, I don't even know, like when your appendix burst.
Right.
That was awful. And in that moment, it was horrific. But I did think, I wonder what the time frame is when you can make jokes. Like, people say that like too soon. Yeah. But like, there must be some sort of math. Like, people make jokes about big events that have happened. I won't get into it, but people make jokes about that. And like they're okay.
Yeah.
Like, people make jokes about World War II. let's say. But, you know, God, you couldn't, it was no laughing matter. It wasn't.
No, it was a very
But
serious
what do you think that formula is when you can do that?
It's just trying to make light of things. Like, people want to be happy, don't they? And I think some of it is things don't go right in life. You know, you have these expectations, you want things to go a certain way, and shit goes wrong, right? So it's a way of grabbing back control of that situation, because I couldn't control that my appendix burst. But if I can control how I feel about it or how I look at it, if you look at it as a bad thing and dwell on it, it's going to control your life.
Yeah.
Or if you make silly jokes about it, have a laugh and move on, you turn that tragedy into a warming moment.
Yeah.
Because everyone has these thoughts, don't they? Everyone has either uncomfortable thoughts about things, or so if somebody, especially comedians, we like a lot of comedians who push the boundaries. And, you know, when you make jokes about things, you're not like trying to talk down on them or something. You're just trying to connect with people that have these feelings and emotions about a topic, about an event, and connect in something that we can all maybe see a bit differently.
Yeah. And as well, I think with comedians, you know, like if someone makes a joke about a topic and it might be like, oh, but you can't deny that when something happens, everyone has an opinion on that topic that's not always PC. No. You know?
No.
So I think like what you said, what comedians do is they just tap into that train of thought that it's like, should we say this? Should we not? But everyone has like no one thinks like, this is amazing, this is nice, this is sad, this is sad. Like everyone has such like a rainbow of thoughts about different things. And then, I think it's just literally like pulling out what is entertaining and what's going to like maybe bring a bit of joy to a sad situation.
True. And I think Ricky Gervais is probably one of the best with this, because he always pushes the envelope. But a lot of his jokes, he then even explains. He's like, I'm not making fun of this person. He's like, I'm making fun of the situation. He's like, you need to look at what the premise of the joke is and what we're actually talking about here.
I think you're right. And I think that's why I think you're right. And I think that's why a lot of comedians get in trouble sometimes, because people don't understand that.
Right.
And people say, oh, it's just a joke. Oh, yeah, but you shouldn't joke about that. But if you are seeing someone's comedy and you're taking offense, that comedy's not for you. Keep scrolling, keep moving. Mm-hmm. Do you know what I mean?
Ricky says, he's like, I am offended by that joke, which is you're right.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean that joke is offensive.
Yeah.
You can be, you have the right to, I'm a bit uncomfortable by that, but that doesn't mean that there's malice. You can't say like, this is what you meant by that. You're putting your own kind of thoughts, feelings, and emotions behind what was said. And it can hurt. But that's, even sometimes on the other side, if it wasn't a joke, right? Someone could say the truth about like getting in shape. I want to lose weight. Oh, but you're not working out hard enough. You're eating shit. They could just say the truth, and it's not a joke, and the truth might hurt you. So if a joke hurts you the same, it's that same emotion, but it doesn't mean what they said is wrong, or
it's like your interpretation.
Whether they can't say it.
Your interpretation of it. I remember when I was a kid and I first started watching comedy, I think it was like Peter Kay. He was definitely my introduction into comedy. And then from that, I'd like see other comedians. I remember thinking, literally, I don't know if this is a really stupid thought, but I remember watching comedians, listening to them and thinking, wow, they have a lot of funny stuff happen to them.
This really happened.
And now I understand that comedians make up bits.
Of course.
That if they say, oh no, I was waiting in line and then this big fat woman came behind me and that doesn't mean that actually happened. That's just a joke.
Of course.
It's the same as if we just rewind to like school times. It's like, did you hear about what happens if you do this and this? What happens if you put a muffin in an oven? And that doesn't mean you actually put the muffin in the oven. Do you get what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that actually happened. But is that like a really stupid thought that when I was little, I used to think, God, I remember thinking, what a great coincidence that this comedian had all this funny stuff happen to them.
Yeah. This person who has this for a profession happens to run into a lot of interesting people.
Yeah.
I think clever comedians could turn any situation into a bit. And you take the framework of something that did really happen and just kind of flip and twist it to make it a bit funnier.
Or like a situation could inspire a different situation.
Exactly.
Also, what's anything with Joy? Would you get a notification if you tried to join though?
It would say here there's one person in the meeting room.
Are you sure? Even though the meeting's not started?
Yeah. 'Cause that's what
Okay.
I'm sure she would have messaged you.
Right.
saying-
Speaking of
never
that, I
know.
got a story for you.
You got a story for me?
Yeah.
Go on then.
I almost drowned at the barbershop this morning.
Drowned. You're so dramatic.
It's true. Twice, actually.
How?
So I decided, I got a little dry skin. I was like, oh, maybe I'll get like a little scrub, a little facial, something like this. So in Dubai, barbershops are intense. Lebanese and Pakistani barbershops especially. Like in the States, a barbershop's a place to hang out. It's a place, American barbershops will have a pool table. They'll have PlayStations, you're playing while you're getting a shave, whatever. UK barbershops, Dinos, get in and out.
Okay.
2 Turkish guys getting you in and out as quickly as possible.
Yep.
10 minutes, done. Loved it.
Yeah.
In Dubai, it's artwork. They're massaging your head, everything like this. So all I wanted was just a little scrub. And he said, oh, well, this is better. Do it this way because it'll be better. I was like, that's fine. He has this steam machine kind of blasting steam in my face.
Wow.
So I already feel like I'm kind of, underwater. And I got my eyes closed. He's scrubbing away. I thought, I need to relax.
Right.
Big breath out. All the way at the bottom of my breath. Go to do a big breath in. And he was rubbing my nose. And he went like that and pinched.
Oh, no.
As all the air was out of my lungs. And I went to go. And right when I did that, he pinched and I went. And I let out this gasp, and he was like, oh, it scared the shit out of him. He was like, are you okay? It was horrible. And in my head, it went back to like my fear. I don't know how this happened. I need to talk to my parents, I guess.
You need to talk to someone.
Yeah. I've got this fear of drowning or like not being able to breathe or something on my face.
When Jim has a shower, he doesn't like the water going on his face. It's like he's scared of it. He takes it off and just puts it on his body.
Yeah.
I have a massive phobia of water too, so literally.
I hate-
Yesterday, Craig sprayed me with the bum gun.
God.
I nearly called a divorce lawyer.
That's grimy. He sprayed you with the bomb gun.
Well, what do you think that's come from?
I don't know.
You do. Journey back.
I need,
Something has happened.
There must have been some moment when I was like a baby or a little kid, but yeah, I really, really, really don't like. And if I'm in the pool or something, the first thing I do is like get the water off my face.
Do you think it's because you're not a good swimmer? Do you think it's something to do with that?
I'm not a good swimmer. I have asthma. I can't breathe that well. There has been times where I've been like underwater.
Yeah.
Because I like swimming and I've jumped in and gone to the bottom and I've been coming for the top and I was out of air. And you just you start to clamor, like that feeling. Oh, it creeps me out.
So it's a time management issue. You're not aware of how long.
Yeah. Well, I love jumping into water.
Like a Labrador.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. Like I'll jump off a cliff, rope swing, stuff like that. But yeah, I've even perfected, I can jump from about 15, 20 feet and not have my head go underwater. It's like a world record. Yeah.
Not possible. Not possible.
I bet you a lot of money I can do it.
Money on the table. That is not possible.
Yeah.
No one is that buoyant. Is that the word?
Yeah.
No one can
do it.
No, you can.
I can do it.
No, you can't. It's scientifically impossible.
What happens is the splash will go up over my head and hit me, but my actual head will not go underwater.
Who do you think you are?
From about 10 to 12 feet, I would think.
This needs to happen and we need to film it in slow-mo because what will happen in the slow-mo is we will just see your face thinking that you're nailing it.
I'm up. You'll see my face the whole
Hang on.
time.
Wait, sorry. Wait.
Yeah.
15 feet is quite high.
We'll say 12. It was a 3-meter diving board.
12?
It was a 3-meter diving board, which is maybe 11 feet.
Jim, there's no way in hell you could jump and your head not go underwater. There's no way.
Chloe's Googled buoys.
Buoy. Buoy.
But
You don't pronounce them as boys.
Boys.
no,
Oh, yeah, boy.
like boys and girls.
Boy. No, they are. I've heard them
we
as
call
boys.
buoys. Because that's what they do in the water.
I call them boys.
Yeah, no, I think I did used to call them boys, but I've heard when we've been out with your dad on the boat,
Yeah.
buoy.
It makes sense because the word is buoyant.
Boy. Boy.
But yeah, we call them buoys.
Jim, there is no way that you could jump. How do you think that's scientifically possible? To jump into water and your
Yes.
head not get wet?
Yes.
Bullshit. Money on the table, you can't do that.
We'll
How-
do it. We'll go to that diving center, the big blue building. I'm happy to do this for the pod.
Okay.
Yeah.
Money on the table.
Yeah.
Actually, maybe not
3
money.
meter, whatever that platform, or even if it's a bouncy one, I'll do it. 100%.
Okay, and then what do I get when I'm proven right? I don't know if money's good because we're married. That doesn't really affect me.
I'll do the podcast wearing a scuba suit.
I don't know if that's beneficial. I have to look at that.
Yeah, true.
I love you, but you don't look good in a scuba suit.
We'll think of something. We're not good with coming up with terms of bets.
No, we are. You have to get a face, some sort of, you have to do something
Oh, okay. Yeah, I
to
have
your
to.
face.
Yeah. Yeah.
You have to let
I
me
have to
spray.
have-
You have to let me spray you in the face with the bum gun. No joking.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm down. And also, going back to the barbershop, I wish you were there because there was a second incident.
Okay.
He puts this cream on, dries, whatever, and then he goes, okay, we wash your face. So, oh, how's this going to happen? So he brings you over to like the sink that you normally sit and put your head back in. And so I'm stood over this sink, and he goes, do you want me to do it?
You were stood over the sink.
Because it's like a sink that's made with a chair in front of it. You know, if you normally wash your hair. So it was that kind of sink. So I'm just stood over it awkwardly, wearing a plastic tarp because it's still COVID apparently. And he was like, do you want me to do it or do you want to do it? So I was like, no, give me this thing. I am not just going, go ahead, and having him go straight over my face. So I'm sitting there and I'm being so calculating to like only go up, not go in my eyes. And in my head, I hear you laughing at me.
Good.
I wish you were stood there because you would have been laughing hysterically because I'm so careful and I'm washing. And I just come up to him like, you know, boom, facial's done. Like, do I look great? Do I look refreshed? And I look up and he goes, not even close.
Oh, I love him.
So then he's like, put your head, and then he grabbed it and he got in there.
Good. You're a grown man.
I got a lot of water up my nose though, because I'm bent over like upside down, and he's got the hose, and
You know what I think
not ideal.
You know what I think has happened? A very non-stressful situation has been made very stressful by someone with a phobia. I think that's probably what's happened.
yeah.
You need to calm down. You really need to.
I'm not afraid of a lot of things.
Yeah, but it's so funny how scared you are of water.
Yeah.
Of water, though. It's not even like you're scared of like small spaces or heights where it's like there's actual danger. But like the water. Kids swim in water and pools, and
Stresses me out.
you need
When
to
I
calm
see
down.
kids just like when my nephew was like 2
Yeah.
and he'd be in the bath, his favorite thing to do would just be and like motorboat the water. And, and I was like, it stressed me out watching him. I was like, no, yeah.
Right, stop, pause, zoom out.
Yeah.
In that situation, that's a lovely, cute moment. You should be laughing and cooing and sharing that moment, and you're just stressed.
I should be cooing.
Cooing like, oh, is that what I like? Oh, I really hope you sort that out.
I won't.
I do not, what's it called? Like divulge. I don't give any sort of like sympathy for this water fear, by the way.
That's fine.
I will spray you in the face with a bum gun.
Yeah.
Or sometimes if you're just relaxing, I'll just pinch your nose. Sometimes Jim will just be like, and I'll just be like, he's like,
Yeah.
it's funny.
Great. Good fun. Love it. I've got something else I wanted to talk about as well. I've been holding on to this all week.
Go on then. You're doing really great leading this, by the way.
Thank you.
You just take
This
this.
is for Elise. So I had a thought. This week you were working away. You were out of the house.
Yeah.
And, just scrolling, bored on the couch, get home from work, trying to decompress, scrolling on Reels or YouTube Shorts or whatever it was, right? And all of a sudden, this was from nothing I've searched, nothing I've Googled, nothing I've seen. People are like, oh, we talked about this and then we were recommended.
The way it works now, all you got to do is think about it, and your phone is like, I know.
I was not thinking about someone re-hoofing cows.
Oh my God. Huffing.
I was just recommended.
Huffing?
Well, I don't know what it's called. There's a word for it.
I know why you've been recommended that.
It's a close-up video.
I know why you've been recommended that.
Hit me with it.
Because I watch those.
Do you?
Yeah. And
Babe,
it's an abscess.
2
Chloe,
hours.
please pull it up.
2 hours I watched guys clean horse hoofs. And when
I don't like that you call it hoofs.
hooves.
Hoofs.
Yeah.
De-huffing.
Yeah.
It's so good. You know the best one? Oh, is it weird that it makes my mouth like water a bit when
That's
I know
weird. Yeah.
that people like deep? There's like an abscess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See, those ones are a bit crazy for me
This
because
is
they're a
it.
bit Dr. Pimple Popper.
Oh yeah, Danny
Oh, you got to go to shorts. This will be like the whole thing.
Hoff Hoof
You don't know what a YouTube short is.
Jim.
Yeah. I'm addicted. No, yeah, see, this is going to be like a whole story.
And this is our favorite horse, Brenda. She was out in the field.
I'm trying to remember the guy's name. It's so satisfying. And
Yeah.
is it like fingernail texture? What I want to understand is the material of the hoof really soft or is that blade really sharp? Because they go through that so easily.
First thing we need to address is the fact that you call it hoof.
Hoof.
Are we okay? Are we okay?
But it got me thinking.
No, hang on. Just for people that don't know what these videos are, because I knew exactly what you were talking about. So basically, it's like ASMR kind of vibes, and the camera is POV.
It's close.
The new
up
thing now.
on a
So
hoof.
the camera is in front of you, and the horse or the cow has got their hoof in some sort of like they can't move.
Yeah.
And the horseshoe or whatever that's called has been taken off. And they have it looks like a blade, and they're just kind of scraping down and scraping away to get through the callus.
Look, here we go.
Yeah.
You'll get the dirt out first, but it's when it starts to get to the white bits, it's so satisfying.
Yeah, it is. Because what it is they're kind of just like scraping away at the kind of callus, and they're breaking down because that's all just hard.
It's like a toenail.
Yeah, and it's just hard, and they just scrape it
Look
all
at that,
out.
Chloe. How do you feel about that?
I don't know why, but why is my TikTok page this? And honestly, I could watch it for hours.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm not weird. But you know what's even weirder about this, right? Two things. I knew as soon as I started watching this, I was like, I'm gonna get pimple popping and hair pulling videos, like
Yeah.
ingrown hairs and stuff. I was like, I don't want to go down that route. I know I don't like it. I know it went viral. I just want to see horse and cow feet
Yeah.
being cleaned. 2 hours I watched these videos. Then next day, like go to bed, whatever. I have not been recommended one since. That's strange.
I wonder if the algorithm knows, or maybe you just completed it.
Maybe I've watched every video
Because surely 2 hours of a
of
Insta
10-second.
Insta Reels, because Insta Reels the max is like 90 seconds, I think. So you probably completed it. Well done.
So what I want to do is have people write in. You know, we've asked people for some suggestions before. What I want people to do is comment or write in. What's your weird reel or short that you get, satisfying, oddly satisfying? I
Yeah.
need some recommendations. I need some new
Oddly.
things in my life.
But do you not just think that the way Insta Reels, I'm just talking about like short form videos. This could be TikToks, it could be YouTube shorts, those small vertical videos. Do you not think the way that they're done now is there's no such thing as a weird one because they're done in such an arty way. There's music, there's the ASMR noises, like ASMR is a thing. Like, what would even be classed as weird? The only way it would be weird, I think, is if it wasn't filmed in a cool way. Like,
Yeah,
I feel
exactly.
like anything goes now.
So that's I want suggestions from people of what's your guilty pleasure, oddly satisfying reels.
Clean that.
Like it helped.
Yeah, it was kind of productive. But then, being a girl, being a female is tricky because, well, it depends what your algorithm is. But now there is, oh my God, when you watch videos of like skincare and stuff, there are so many fucking steps to a
Yeah.
skincare routine. I'm literally watching these girls and I'm like, holy shit, I need a what? I need a toner. I need to do this. There's all these oils. And I'm like, this is crazy. When I first moved to Dubai, so that was 6 years ago, for probably the first year or 2 years, you know that Vaseline lotion that I put on my body? I just used to put that on my face. And I remember going home and having dinner with some of my friends and they were talking about this cream they put on their face. I was like, oh, I just use my Vaseline one. They were like, what? You don't use one with hydrochloric acid and this, it's got this. And I was like, holy shit, there's actually a special cream for your face. Because I just used to think your face skin is the same as your body skin.
Right. It's
But-
skin.
But it's not. Apparently there's all these fucking lotions and potions that I've got to fork out money for. And
Which you
Jim,
do.
I'm not willing to be that person that doesn't do this. I'm going to take one for the team and keep using my body lotion on my face. No, if Kiehl's say that this is going to bring back my youthful skin, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
If it's within my budget.
Hair oil.
Hair oil. There's oil, Jim. There's oil for everything. There's oil for your hair. There's oil for your face. There's oil for your feet. There's oil for your skin. There's probably there's oils for your nails.
Babe, your pillow looked like a BP disaster the other night.
Well, that's because I was hungover. I put hair oil on, and then I was like, because I thought that would make me feel better, is doing a bit of hair care, and then I just couldn't be arsed washing it out. So yeah, I am sorry about that.
I woke up and I thought there was like an otter. that
But
needed to be
listen,
cleaned.
this is the thing. There is so many different things for your body.
Not if you're a guy.
Yeah, but then look at your skin. You're getting suffocated in the barbers.
See, but that's the problem.
Hang on a minute. You say not if you're a guy, but then you went for it anyway.
I tried it out because I tried to see what all the hype was, and he tried to kill me.
You're so dramatic. You need to get a grip. What else is on your little list before we join on this call with Joy? Maybe she might be annoyed at us.
Oh, we watched Painkillers this week. The OxyContin show on Netflix.
Oh my God. Can we play trailers on this show?
I don't think so.
Really? Even if it's on YouTube?
Probably not.
Okay. So Painkillers has got, I can't think of the actress.
Matthew Broderick.
Yeah. Sarah Jessica Parker's husband.
Sure.
Is that him?
I don't know.
Who's the guy you just said?
Matthew Broderick.
Was he the main guy?
He was Ferris Bueller. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Sarah
Yeah.
Jessica. That's who Sarah Jessica Parker's had like kids with and stuff.
Cool.
It's got him in. It's got a few other characters in. Yeah, this is the girl that played. Okay, yeah. So there's a character here, West Dunchovny. She plays one of the main characters, who's called Shannon Schaefer. She plays her character so well. I don't want to give too much away, but her role in the show is to play like dumb bimbo who works for this pharmaceutical company, and the show is about big pharma in America,
Yep.
and the rise of OxyContin, and OxyContin is just like it's an opioid, basically a prescribed opioid.
It's heroin in a pill.
It's heroin in a pill. So the movie, what is it called? A documentary?
No, it's just a show.
TV
it's a show on
series.
Netflix.
The show, it shows that, but oh my God, what a great show that was.
Yeah.
Because the music was amazing. The characters were amazing.
I've never seen something more American as well.
Because it was opioids.
Well, yeah, because of what it was about, but also the fact that you can have commercials for drugs and like it's someone's job to sell drugs to doctors.
So this is the thing. I want to talk about the difference between England and America. Yeah. So for people that don't know, in America, it's private healthcare. In the UK, it's the NHS, which people might take for granted. You don't even realize, but the NHS is basically paid for by the government, paid for by the taxpayers, whatever. And then in America, it's all private, so you have to pay for it yourself, right?
Yeah, there's insurances, but you pay for your insurance, and it's crazy.
Yeah, it's really, really expensive. But then in America, when you're just watching TV and stuff, there will be commercials for drugs. There will be commercials that come up, and it's like people running through meadows or children feeling.
Yeah, it's always the same format.
Yeah, and it's just so corny and cheesy. It's very, very uplifting.
People who got their lives back.
People that regain control of their lives. And it'll always say at the end, ask your doctor about X.
When I was 8 years old-ish, like when I was a kid, I remember thinking, why wouldn't my doctor tell me about Lipitor? Like, why should I ask my doctor about Lipitor? I should see my doctor. He tells me what's wrong with me and gives me the best medicine for it. Why is it on me as a customer? That's because what it is. It's a customer.
Yeah,
it's but you don't, even then I knew that was strange, but I didn't realize how strange it was. That only happens in, America and New Zealand. So it's bizarre.
Yeah.
And it needs to change. But watching that show, I was like, God, this whole concept of just money and power and control and the way they got the FDA and everything, like, I don't want to spoil anything, but the most American thing about it, when they hold these like festivals to promote the drug, they've got a DJ on, they've got lasers, they've like the celebrations.
This is promoting heroin.
This is promoting people selling heroin pills. They're drug dealers.
Crazy.
But what were they chanting at the
You tell me.
OxyContin? Oxycontin.
Yeah.
You can't get more American than that.
It's worrying though. I don't even want to laugh because it's worrying.
Yeah.
But it's dark. It's really dark. Okay, I think because we're going to talk to Joy,
Yes.
I think we need to do like a little bit of an introduction
Sure.
into that.
Yeah, we can do that.
Okay, so on today's episode, we're going to be talking to Joy France. I kind of mentioned it a little bit at the end of last week's podcast, but basically Joy France is, well, we're going to talk to her, so we're going to see, but she is a battle rapper from the UK. She is from the north of the UK. She's from, I think she's from Wigan originally, but she lives in Manchester. And the niche thing about Joy, her USP is that she is 66 years old.
Yes.
She is not your typical battle rapper. But anyway, I saw her on Good Morning Britain rapping and I was just obsessed. And I just really, really wanted to speak to her. I was like, this woman has got stories to tell. So I thought she'd be a great addition. So we've been chatting back and forth. She's supposed to be coming on in like 10 minutes. So I'm excited to speak to her.
Yeah, me too. I love that, I don't want to spoil too much, I guess, but I love that, she was a teacher. And then, she was pushing 60 and she was like, I want to do something else.
Well, that kind of stuff that you're talking about, I'm hoping I'm going to get her to bring it out and talk about.
Should we set up the Zoom on the camera now?
Because we've got 10
so
minutes.
if she comes in, like let's spend the next 5 minutes getting it properly set up.
So it's just this digital audio interface. Yeah. Okay, let's just try that.
Is that the laptop mic?
Yeah.
Okay. I think with Zoom, it always takes like a couple of like...
Yeah, and then it's like the mic goes first, then the camera.
Yeah,
then...
that's how it normally goes. Joy, if you can hear us, we're just connecting everything. We're waiting for you to turn your camera and mic on. Here we go.
Here we go. There she is. We can see you, Joy. Yes.
Oh, you've got a little Zoom going on as well, Joy. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Oh, thanks so much for talking with us.
Yeah, no problem.
So we're doing this via Zoom, so there is going to be a little bit of a lag, but we had an interview with Carl a couple of weeks ago, and I think we're good at we're hopefully pausing and giving you a chance to talk. But thanks so much for speaking with us.
Yeah, no, it's fine. I've taken a few days off from talking to any sort of press or podcast or whatever. So, it's been a bit hectic indeed.
Yeah, I can imagine. So has it been hectic since you were on Good Morning Britain or since the documentary got released?
Yeah, since the documentary got released, I'm just having a brew. Somebody just made me a brew while I'm...
A nice
cup of brew.
Last week we did on our podcast, we did a America versus England. That was our topic because Jim's from the US, and we were talking about English things, and Jim called it a cup of brew, and it was like, so now that you just said cuppa, it's just.
She likes it. It's gonna go viral.
So, Joy, for people that don't know, people that haven't seen the documentary, can you just give us a little introduction as to why you are such hot property at the moment and why you have to take days off from press? And can you just tell us a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, I think I've got quite a unique story, and depending on how long we've got, but essentially until my mid-50s, I was really quiet and shy, very quiet and shy. And really, I was okay in groups of 2 or 3, but the minute there was a big group there, I went silent. I really was not very confident. I was just worried about what everybody else thought and always tried to do the right thing. Then in my mid-50s, I discovered my voice and my identity, and basically nobody can shut me up now. So that's it. It's a life of two halves. So I discovered my confidence through spoken word poetry, and I started winning slams and things like that. And I think my latest claim to fame, it's actually been over the last 5 years, but people have just started noticing that, I'm a battle rapper, and you don't look at me and think that there's a battle rapper. If you know anything about battle rap, it's usually young guys. And I've been doing it for 5 years.
Well, I think that's one thing that I loved so much about your story is that my like favorite kind of music, the music I grew up on was like Eminem, 50 Cent, like hip hop, rap, like that's always been like the genre close to my heart. And then like discovering you and finding out like about battle raps and like I kind of knew that it already existed through like 8 Mile or like Wild and Out, the Nick Cannon show. Like I knew it existed, but I don't think I knew to what extent. So like just you've shone a light on a genre that I thought I knew everything about. And it's just like completely like left field, which is just like, what a cool thing to be doing for the genre, basically.
Yeah, I mean, I don't represent the genre. I just tell my experience, my tale. I'm not, I'm not speaking on behalf of anybody, but it is worldwide. It's massive. It's big in this country. Particularly where I'm in Manchester, there's a league called Premier Battles that's doing really good things for the last couple of years. But yeah, once the documentary, The Joy Uncensored, came out to mark the 50th anniversary of hip hop, which I thought was hilarious. I was wondering what the OGs would think, being marked by me, 50 years of the genre and the release of a film about me. But basically, yeah, I've gone a bit viral all over the world, as in Russia and Africa and all sorts of Australia, and I'm trending on all these different things as this weird story gets out.
And what's the reaction been?
Almost, I say almost all good, not all good, because every now you get your keyboard warriors who like to sit there in their underpants with the beer in the hand and just fire off whatever random things they can think of. But generally, I mean, the direction to the film has been amazing. But you see, I am genuinely a battle rapper. So if somebody writes something like, oh God, did she get dressed with her eyes closed this morning, or can't stand her voice or whatever, just don't have to say, it's not going to get to me.
Yeah, and for someone like you that's a battle rapper, surely that's just what you like. That's fuel for your craft. Like hearing these kind of things, that's just going to make you. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. It's just yeah. And for somebody who wanted to be invisible and didn't have a voice, I've gone to the extreme. Like I took a show up to Edinburgh for the last week of the Edinburgh Fringe, a one-woman show about, it's called From Retirement to Battle Rap. And the day before, an article came out in The Guardian. So, I expected like one man and his dog sat there, and it was just packed. People had read The Guardian the day before, were curious, and then it was word of mouth. So I ended up with a really fantastic week. So I was just going to do that as a one-off, but I think I'm going to tour it. I want to take it to a few other places.
Why not, Joy? The sky's the limit. Talking about that, your Guardian article, in that's where you mentioned that, and I've heard it on when you did your TED Talk in Manchester Uni, that you set out to do, was it 60 things when you turn 60 or 60 things before you turn 60? Now, was this part of the plan, or was it poetry and then it came to this?
All right. 4 months before I turned 60, I was at a poetry event, and I was just talking. I think it had been something like Brexit votes or something. And I remember saying the first time I ever voted was about joining, whatever. I just, off the top of my head, I was just rambling on the mic before I did a poem. And I said, do you know what? I'm 60 in 4 months. I reckon I should try and do 60 new things. Well, the host, Jackie Hagan, who's an amazing poet herself, just handed out pieces of paper in the break and said, give Joy some suggestions. So I got this pile of papers that had all these suggestions on. So it became a thing. And I discounted anything that cost a lot of money, like skydiving or anything like that, and decided I wanted to do them through real people, and they weren't going to cost me much money. So, yeah, I spent 4 months having a ball trying to do 60 new things. The thing is, you can cheat. So my son's friend took me fishing. That's one. The guy further down the lake caught a carp and let me hold it. So that's 2. And then as he was driving off, he said, I took a photo. I've sent your photo off. You're going to be in next month's magazine of Carp Weekly or Carp World or whatever. So that counts as 3. So I went fishing, but that actually counts as 3 new things.
Sneaky, I like it.
When I turned 60, I thought, I've enjoyed this. Why don't I do 61 this year and 62 when I'm 62? And so on. So every year I'm on the lookout for new things.
Oh,
So all this
amazing.
press and going live on Australian TV and all that sort of thing, they're all being ticked off quickly because my birthday's at the end of next month. So
What about
I'm getting there soon.
being on a podcast in Dubai? You can tick that off
Yeah.
your list.
Definitely tick that off my list. Definitely.
So when the way I found out about you was I saw you on Good Morning Britain with Skull. Is he called Scully? Scully.
Yes, Scully. I'm at Scully's gaff at the moment. He's
Love it.
He's hiding somewhere. Yeah.
But so I saw you and Scully on Good Morning Britain rapping, and it was kind of like a double take. I was like, sorry, what is happening right now?
But can I also say that wasn't what we had? We had planned a 2-minute rap that was saying all the things we wanted to say, and they just kept changing it. Right, and then in the end, it was like 20 seconds to do a rap, so it ended up being pathetic. But
What, like the producers, like before you put it on air, they said, no, you don't say this, cut this out.
yeah, and things like they're only meant to be interviewing myself, and then when we were actually at the studio about half an hour before, or whatever, before we said, oh no, that's where Scully's going to be sitting, and he said, what? Yeah, no, you're going to be interviewed as well. So we just dealt with it like professionals, and as a proper team, we just really kept it together, and it was. Yeah, I mean, the presenters were lovely. Ben Shepherd in particular came over, and he'd watched it the night before, and he was really touched by it, and he said some amazing things to to Natasha, who was the from Northern Art Films. So it wasn't a bad experience. It was just like a learning curve as to how these big machines work.
Yeah, and how quickly things can change. Yeah, just going back to the documentary, me and Jim have obviously watched it. I've watched it a couple of times now. And I think what is important for people that are discovering you is that I think you represent so much more than, yes, you're a battle rapper and you came from spoken, doing poetry and spoken word and that kind of thing. But I think like what you represent, and it's done so well in the documentary, it's a really nice it's a really nice watch. You represent so much more. You represent for anyone can relate to this, any age, wherever you are in the world. You represent stepping outside of your comfort zone. And there was a quote from the show that I really, 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 really liked. And it said, you said, I started to think, what is the worst that could happen on that stage? I might make a fool of myself. And even if it all goes pitifully wrong, at least I can say I gave it a go. And I paused it and I was like, yes, Joy.
I love that you get it. So many people I've spoken to, all these, 5-minute interview on the radio or whatever, they just want to know, the rapping granny sort of thing, like just sort of bit. But yeah, you're absolutely right. It's just a different way of living than I've spent my first. And that is, say it in the documentary, it's where the magic happens, when you don't just stick with the people that you just like you and the things that do the things that you've always done. That's fine, but you're missing out on so much if you just stop worrying. And
exactly.
But I've had so many people come up to me. There was a 28-year-old woman came up after one of the shows and said, I've been dreading turning 30. I realise now, what on earth am I worrying about? I've got my whole life ahead of me. And it's that sort of, and I say to people, of course, I'm not expecting anybody else to become a battle rapper. I think I am the oldest in the world. I keep trying to find out, but it's, somebody else I know came who saw the documentary is now learning the saxophone, and, because they've always wanted to do all their life and thought, well, right, now's the time to do it. Why am I waiting till I retire? I may as well do it now. And it's that sort of, I think, I obviously started all this before the lockdowns and pandemics and things, but I think so many people have reevaluated their lives anyway and thought, right, what's this about? How am I going to spend the rest of my days? And yeah, it's, I try to, everything I do, I try and do sort of like win-win. So it's good for anybody. If I'm collaborating, it needs to be on an even level. And I try my hardest not to do any, damage or, when I'm battling people, make sure they're okay. And I don't actually want to destroy somebody's life. I want to destroy them, don't get me wrong, but only in the battle. And, I end up becoming good friends with the people that I battle. So, it is. I love the fact that you really get what the documentary captured. And that they did that. 100%. They didn't just go for the silly. They could have made me look like a fool,
Yeah. And I think for me and Jim, we've started this podcast. It's something we're really passionate about. And there's definitely been moments where we've, wanted to do stuff or wanted to film certain stuff. And I've had this like attack of consciousness where I'm like, oh, but what if I look stupid? What if this? What? And it's just, and I like put myself down with all these comments, and it was a while ago, but I had to stop, and I thought to myself, the only thing that's stopping me from doing what I want to do is me. And it's just this invisible thought that just exists, and I'm worrying about something that can't actually do anything to me. And I'm sure you have that same thought of, why the fuck not? Like, why the would I waste my time worrying about what anyone else is going to think? And that's my favorite thing about you, Joy, is that you have definitely managed to just be like, who gives a I want to do this, and this is what I'm going to do.
And there will be people who don't like me. There'll be people I'm fine with that. And that never used to be. I wanted everybody to like me, and I wanted to just do everything that was expected of me. And, I'm fine with what I'm doing, and the people who matter like me. So that's,
And there's that old phrase, isn't it? Those that matter don't mind, and those that mind don't matter.
Yeah.
The one thing that really stuck out to me, Joy, from the TED Talk, you said I think it was something along the lines of, sometimes people put up their own barriers and walls, because you said you thought there was going to be this wall, would you be accepted? The bouncer didn't let you in. He thought you were going to the toilet and things. But then once you got there, you were welcomed in, and you said there wasn't a wall at all. And that really resonated with me, because I think people are afraid and they put the wall up instead of putting themselves out there.
But then when I do it, I mean, I have got, I do stand-up comedy with Scully. We do as Joy and Scully equation. And I do actually genuinely say that I've got friends. I've got my old friends called Susan, who goes on cruises, and I've got Eric, who's on the golf course, and Brenda, who's become really boring in retirement. But I have got Scully the Mad Hat, I've got Maddo, I've got Raptor, I've got Bacon, I've got all these other friends that I wouldn't have ever, I just stood at a bus stop and wouldn't have even said hello to. And they're genuine friends. They're not just people. They're not humouring me or anything like that. There are people that I know really well, and away from the battle rap scene, then they just become people in my life. And then other people look at it and think, nah, that's not true. That's fake. Because, me and Scully couldn't be best friends because we've got such different backgrounds and we look so different. We bloody are, just that's a fact. And if people don't want to see that, that's their problem.
Yeah, exactly. You're completely right. As long as whatever you're doing, if it's bringing happiness and joy to your life, then yeah, seriously, who cares? And I think the world we live in now, the social media world, the comparing each other to everyone else kind of world, I think it's so easy for people to just completely forget about that, forget about, doing things for themselves. I think a lot of people spend a lot of time doing things because they think, oh, this is what I should be doing. I'm this age. I fit in this mold, so this is what I should be doing. But to actually step outside of it, you must get such a rush and such a thrill. Like when you go to these events, knowing you're going to battle rap, like that must just be such a rush. Not only the adrenaline from you're going to go into battle with another rapper and destroy them, as you say, but just that rush of, okay, it's all eyes on me, and I'm doing something very different, and I'm, you're under this big spotlight. Like that must, what does that feel like?
I mean, you're alive, that's for sure. And there's so much, but you see, it's a thrill. Of course it is. I wouldn't be doing it if I wasn't enjoying it. But I think you're talking about like the social media world versus the real world. I think the difference is I've just had a battle last week, or the week before last. A guy came over called Spider J from New York, and it wasn't a battle rap event. It was an event I put on called Words of Fire, and I got this venue and got loads of people to come and do spoken word or music or rap or about something, talk about things that matter. And as part of it, me and him were battling, and I really, with all the social media and everything, and I hadn't appreciated how difficult it is to put on an event and have the documentary crew and a German film crew following me on the day. And I actually had a piss poor performance. The guy who came over was amazing. And I'd written it, and in the morning I could do it, but in that moment I was stumbling, and I was like, and he'd say, "Look, go back to do it again." Now, the thing is, I want to actually do an edited version that makes him look good. So I'm okay, you know, I've edited all my bits so it looks like a decent battle. And that's where most people would stop. But I'm going to own it. I'm going to put all my bad bits out there, all the truth. So people don't think, oh, she's got it all together. She's, you know, she's doing this, she's doing that. The truth is, I had a poor battle. And I'm not going to pretend I had a good one. The only reason I'm doing a good version is so that he can shine because he was amazing. But I won't happen again. I'll be prepped like, you know, like 5 years in advance. I'm never standing there again thinking, oh my God, what's the thing that's next? Because I used to have it like muscle memory. So rehearse that whatever's happening in the crowd, I can just spit whatever I've practiced.
Yeah. But that's how you learn and grow as an artist, right? Is from failure.
But it's that integrity of, it would be so easy for me to, because he said he'd put out a nice, smooth one that makes me look good. And I thought, yeah, okay, but that isn't the truth. And, you know, I wouldn't feel comfortable saying this is what I did when I actually didn't. So, but it just means I'm hungry for another battle where I'm going to do well now. I've got to have a redemption battle.
Oh,
Exactly.
sure.
That makes it like a comeback story, doesn't it? If every rap went perfectly, you know, that's not real life. But if you might stumble, you might trip up. That's one thing that I was wondering as well. So is everything prepared? Do you ever kind of freestyle something based on what has happened or?
Oh no, you can, what I tend to do is try and freestyle a bit, like in the middle of one of my battles, you know, somebody's phone went off and, you know, suddenly I'm saying, oh, it's okay, I can do it on beat, and, you know, because it was tune playing. So what if somebody said something in a previous round and I try and put something in about it. You know, in the Joy Uncensored, you see, I actually do something about the crowd coming in from playing pool and something, and that was just on the spot. And I had to change my third because he'd always been drunk. And when I met him just before I started battling, he'd been clean and sober for a few months. So I had to change the whole last bit.
No
So
way.
I will freestyle, but I'm not going to freestyle on camera. I'm just not confident enough to, you know, I'll, you know, I can, if I'm sat in a park and there's a bit of a cipher going on, yes, I'll join in, but not if somebody's filming. So I do the sort that's not on beat, but you can prep, you can dig deep and get all the dirt on your opponent or anything.
So the last battle that you just did with, what was he called? And the guy from New York?
Spider J.
Spider J. Can you give us a little preview of any rhymes, or can you remember any, you know, little bits from that battle?
I did a whole something different. One bit I did, because nobody expects me to do gun bars. So I did a whole bit about, you know, you Americans, you know, sort of do gun bars, but I can do better because I always carry a piece under my sweater, you know, and you're going to look dead, but you're going to be dead when I, you know, get you in my trusty Beretta and I sort of do the action. And then I just talked about like something like with Scully riding shotgun, I've got a house full of hot guns. I've got, you know, and I do it in the style of Miss Dr. Zeus. I've got a gap in my hat. I've got a Glock in my sock, and I did a whole pile of, you know, I've got guns in the oven, and just did all these sort of basic, a massive thing all about guns, and then just saying, well, you know, that, you know, actually that's ridiculous, but, you know, just having fun with it, really, just trying something different that people don't expect.
Yeah, I like that.
That's so good, going straight to gun bars when you have an American coming from New York. Like that's a nice way to do it.
Well, yeah, I mean, the shock factor definitely is amazing, because when I watched your battle with Omar, and I watched it, and I don't know if you've seen it, Jay, but Joy is going in on Omar. So Omar used to have cancer, I guess.
He was 12 months cancer free when he asked to battle me.
Joy goes in.
Yeah, but what the people in the room didn't know is that Omar came over from Canada to the last of the King of the Ronalds events, I think it was. And he came up to me after and asked would I battle him. And I hadn't met him. I didn't know about him until then. And I just turned to him and said, yeah, but you do know that if I battle you, it's going to be full of cancer bars. And he said, yes, because I know I'll know I'm alive. But of course, the room didn't know that. So when I sat saying, I'm going to do what cancer couldn't achieve, I'm going to leave your parents bereaved, don't Ramsey, Omar, Carson Omar, I'm going to, you know, and just all this, and you could hear the room go, what did she just say?
Yeah.
You know?
It was awesome. It was awesome. I was like,
but he
what
knew,
did she just
he
say?
knew what.
He knew. And that's that old phrase, all is fair in love and war.
Yeah. And we only roast the ones we love.
We only roast the ones we love. I'm just looking at the clock, and it looks like that's all we've got time for with you, Joy. But I wish we had longer.
I know.
I mean, that's show business, baby. But so Joy, people can watch your documentary, Joy Uncensored, on YouTube.
Yeah.
Are you going to be posting anything else that people can look out for? Where do we go? Your Instagram, your Twitter? Where are you at?
Oh, God, I'm rubbish at this sort of thing. Joy France Words on Instagram, I think it is, and yeah, you can find me wherever. And it does look like I definitely will be battling in New York in next year.
Amazing.
Go.
And I think I know who it is, but I'm not saying anything yet. So, yeah, this isn't the end. I'm not going to do it for the rest of my life, but while I'm still fired up about it, I'm going to keep doing it. And yeah, and been doing talks and stand-up comedy and workshops with myself and Scully, and doing lots of work with teenagers and things like that. Because obviously, if you're in a school or a youth club or something, you get the two of us together, you've got the immediate effect of what's going on here. You've got the older wise person and everything that he's been through, done in his life. It's quite a powerful combination. So, yeah, I might start posting some of them up as well.
You should, Joy. I think you've got a good message. You're entertaining and you're funny, but I think you also represent so much more. You give across that message, a very important message, that just go for it. Step outside your comfort zone and go for it. And I love that.
Yeah, why not? Why not? And it's been lovely chatting to you because you're just very genuinely interested, and it's a bit like the documentary people. I feel like you wanted to get to the proper heart of it rather than just the fluff around the outside. So it's been really nice.
Oh, I'm glad, Joy. Yeah, I think that's really important because you're not a gimmick, which is what people might think straight away.
That's the most important thing for people to know is like, we're not interested in you because it's like, oh, it's so quirky. It's like, no, it's because we like that you just like to take risks.
Yeah. And if you do talk shit about Joy, she's going to come for you.
She's coming for you.
She's coming.
Yeah, have a go. That's fine. That's fine.
Exactly. But it's been beautiful to chat to you, and enjoy your Friday.
Yeah, no, thank you.
And say hi to Scully for us.
I will do, and have a good weekend yourselves. Lovely.
All right.
Thanks, Joy.
See you, Joy.
Thank you. See ya.
And then it's that top one, yeah. That was Joy France. I love her. I wish we had longer to talk to her.
I know.
And we've got to wrap this up now.
I think we do. But yeah, she was great.
Yeah, I mean, that was Joy France. You can see her on YouTube. She's got the documentary. She's got the TED Talk. There's loads of battles and stuff about her out there. And I think that is really important. To wrap it up, that's the most important message that Joy's got. And that's why, yes, she is funny and it's a gimmick because she's a gangster granny that raps. But she represents stepping outside of your comfort zone and doing whatever the fuck you want and whatever brings you happiness.
Try new things.
We'll end it on that. Love you.
Love you.
Woo!
Pulled one out of the bag there.
Fuck, I wish we had longer with her. She was great.
Yeah.
She was really good.
She was great.